had some photos leaked online when I was going after the movie. I sent some photos to a friend of mine who's an executive at Warner Brothers, and they were meant for his eyes only. I had a makeup artist come over and make me a mold of the damage that Jonah has done to his face. I put myself in a similar costume, and I sent those photos over to Warner Brothers, my buddy. And of course, I knew that doing that would probably lead to some kind of leak. I was like, am I going to do this, or am I just going to hang out and hide out in my house and make phone calls and not really do this? Oh, no, I'm going to do this. And come hell or high water, and goddamn the consequences. And I'm going to have to probably put up with some bullshit when they leak out online. Sure enough, they leaked out online. I got a lot of people saying that's ballsy and great, and I got a lot of people saying what a nerd, what a jerk off to get these pictures out there, and he probably had them leaked himself, what a weirdo. And I knew that that was all coming, and I've done the Punisher movie, and I've taken the abuse, and I've also, reaped the awards. It's all the same. You really don't pay attention too much to either one. The guy's telling you how great you are, and the guy's telling you what a piece of shit you are. It's sort of my job to not pay attention too much to any of it, because all of it's true and none of it's true. So God smiled on me, and he thought that I should not do that part, and he made it so. I was disappointed, but that's the way it was supposed to be. Then when the movie started to arrive, and early reports of fans' reaction to the film started to come in, I felt blessed again. And God had, sure enough, done what was right for me. And I'm very grateful for that. At the same time, my passion for the project was out there in the world, so when the DC showcase was going to do Jonah Hex, the first person they thought of was me. Had I not done the pictures and leaked the stuff and gotten the reactions that I got, both positive and negative, and weathered that storm, and you kind of have to be strong enough to weather that storm. It does take a little bit of cojones to put yourself out there, like a bare naked lady. And had I not done that, DC Showcase would have never thought of me for the role. They'd have someone else do it. I was grateful. I got a great script, something that I believed in, and I got a chance to create Jonah Hex unsullied by a movie interpretation, and by anything. I haven't found it. I didn't look too hard, but I haven't found anything where Jonah was animated, walking and talking, or even in real life or anything. So I got a fresh take on the character. I could do whatever the hell I wanted without inspiration from anywhere else. Only the comic books, the story, and myself. I tend to overlook the supernatural element to Jonah. I like the idea that he's been hexed, but when I think of the character, I don't imbue him with supernatural powers. I don't think he's got those powers. My Jonah Hex is a man in the world, a normal man, just like the rest of us. But he's planted his flag in the sand, his ideal of what life is, his sense of justice, and he stands by it. Anybody who plants a flag is going to meet opposition in life, and in the movies, and in comic books, and in novels. As soon as you take a stand, someone or something will come to oppose you. It's just a way of life. It's the natural law. And the opposition will be equal to your commitment to that flag. So I like Jonah Hex because he's as committed as anyone could be. He will die by the flag. He stands by it. He's created his own flag. He's planted it in the sand, and he'll die by it. And you can beat him, and he is wounded. He is scarred. He is bruised permanently, and yet he's not dead, and he still stands up, dusts himself off, and stands by his flag. How does he do that? I want to know. That's why I read Jonah Hex. How does he do that? You know, where is that fortitude that resides inside of him that allows him to stand up after being badly scarred and beaten, and not only stand up, but stronger than he was before? You know, the beatings have made him stronger. And he has been beat. He's not Superman where no one's ever beat him and he's never lost a fight. Sure, that's fun for some people. But in life, I still look around, and I look at my own life, and I look around, and I see people that have been beaten. Everybody. You know, at least once. If you're going to play any kind of game, if you're going to step yourself out into the world in any kind of way, you're going to open yourself up to being badly beaten. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. And so, I like stories where man prevails, where we stand up, dust ourselves off, make ourselves stronger. How does he do that? That's why I read the stories. And I'm looking for writers that can explain that in a powerful way. You know, it puts a heavy burden on the writers of these kind of stories, because there's no deus machina. There's no way out of these kind of tales. There's no magic sword. There's no magic potion in your back pocket that you whip out at the last moment and make it all go away, or take yourself away, or a magic carpet. You know, those things don't exist on this planet. All of us were landed here as babies with no magic sword, no magic potion. And yet, some of us prevail. Some of us say, how do I use this and this to get myself through this? You know, and not only get myself through it, but make myself stronger because of this experience. That's why Jonah's a hero to me, and that's why Frank Castle is a hero to me. There's a few other characters that are heroes, you know, and those are the reasons why.
Even Ray on Hung has been beaten to a large extent, and I think that's really interesting. Is that something that you consciously sought out? Did they come to you?
They come to me. You know, I think that's part of what's kind of been typecast about me in Hollywood, which is not a bad thing. You know, as a younger actor, I thought typecasting was terrible. I didn't want to be pigeonholed into any box. But as you get into the business, you know, you start to realize that if you get pigeonholed into a little box, that's the best thing that could ever happen to you as an actor. And you take the negative sides with it, because if you recognize as a type of guy who has been scarred and beaten and yet still stands by his flag, that's a good pigeonhole for me. I like that. I can live in that box. I can thrive in that box.
Something nobody will ever get tired of. Everybody loves an underdog, and everybody loves a survivor.
Underdog and a survivor is exactly what kind of characters are attracted to, and kind of stuff that I think I'm best at. You know, from movies like I play Mickey Mantle to Andre Stander, you know, to Ray Drecker. These guys don't know how to say no. These guys don't know how to give up. You know, it's just not in their blood. These guys have found something that means enough to them that they're willing to die for it. That's exciting to me.
So, you know, hearing you talk about Jonah, it's impossible not to hear your passion for the character. would you want to visit him again? Would you want to, if 5 years down the line, they say, well, let's try another Jonah Hex movie. Would you be interested? Would you want to do a full-length animated?
I'll always be interested in this character because of the reasons I stated, and as long as he's not been too sullied by other interpretations, then there's always room for me to bring my interpretation to the table. But that all depends on what our public perception of the character is, and whether or not we can stand or even be interested in another movie or animated movie or something that I could contribute to. I'd definitely be interested if it ever happens, and I would definitely have a lot of input into the script and who's directing it, and all that stuff is part of the actor's job at a certain point. When you become, when you've carved out a name for yourself, no matter how small or big, you have the responsibility. You share the burden of choosing your writer and choosing the story that you want to tell and choosing your director. It's not all up to me, but I have a voice in that process, and I can always say no when it gets to be something. And that's what I'm hoping to see more of and create more of, because I'd like to build up the fans' trust that if I've decided to do a film, there's going to be something worthy about it, and who knows, you can never tell if your movie's going to come out good or not. It's sort of a little piece of mystery as to exactly how something turns into a classic film or even a very good film, a great film. You just don't want a stinker. And of course, the stinkers come along all the time, every week. It's very hard to get your point across, and there's usually, if the people involved are any good, there's usually some merit in there, buried even within a stinker. But life is short. I don't really want to go digging for that stuff unless it means something to me personally. So I'm really trying my best to find stories, writers, directors, producers who are all on the same page and want, because I think that gives us the best chance to make something that doesn't suck.
Sandwich for you.